Welcome to the drawing board. Every week, Matthew Foray, James Hawkins and me, Daniel Koshel, will be discussing all things related to the office products industry. Episode 4 this week, Office Oracle and our CSRs. So we are building up to our 10-year anniversary and we've strongly believed in our corporate social responsibility. Before we touch on some areas, we have covered why do you think this is so important that we to have in business, especially in the kind of the time that we've been in business since 2011. So what's your thoughts, gents?
If I kick off, firstly, I think this is just our opinion, if that makes sense. You know, it's not the rules of business or the law or whatever it is to do your CSRs. But I do think, I agree with your point that it is very important, to care about the society. And I think it's something, even I know we was established in 2011, it's something that I think happened well before that anyway. But most businesses have always got their goals, their target, their reports. And it comes back to one of our key principles of, just being human. Something we've hired in the local communities, raised money for charities, sponsored sporting clubs, run marathons, Ben Nevis, slept homeless, done the soup kitchens, didn't we, over the Christmas period. And I think it's just, for me, a direct reflection of the board, the shareholders' brand. And it's nice, helping others, listening to their stories. And I think what's important as well is doing it when you're genuine. Do you know what I mean? And you get a lot back from it yourself as an individual, as well as obviously the other parties. So I feel like it's a real good win-win. But I think it's really shaped us also in our teamwork.
Yeah, I agree with that, especially with like the teamwork part of it. It really does kind of bring everyone together. Like, obviously, we've done things in the past, like, say, for instance, Tough Mudder, and it does kind of, give you that team spirit to all kind of finish, get to the finish line together. And I feel like that does, really help with things like business and things like that. Plus, obviously, with the charity part of it, now, obviously, with everything going on in the world, like, charity is obviously, very close to kind of people's family, friends, and people's family and friends have obviously been supported by charities. So it's also, really good to kind of give back to the people who's actually supported our family and friends, throughout the years, obviously, of us being here.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's also quite a nice distraction for the staff, from a staff point of view, to have something that's external, that's a challenge. It's also fantastic to raise money for charities as well. But also give them an opportunity to look forward to, just step from kind of a repetitive 9 to 5. Which, like I said, everyone can get together, really bond, and even people we had when the girls were doing the walk, the night walk, they were all training at lunch times and doing things together, which is really, really good. So again, the team bonding point of view, really strong. James, you recently did a 12-hour bike ride for the NHS charities. How did that go?
Well, I wouldn't do it again. It was extremely hard, as you can imagine. But yeah, it was something totally different. Obviously, spending half a day on a bike is, something I haven't been used to before. Lucky enough, I got myself some padded shorts, which really helped me out because I've done a few bike rides before then. And, I was kind of struggling for like a couple of days. But, the support on the day was probably what got me through. Like, just obviously I went on Instagram Live and it, people's support of like, the donations throughout the day and things like that, it really kind of, we kind of overcome the target, which was £1,500, ended up raising around 3,500. So, it was, it's just the support and just kind of everyone involved on the day, it kind of pushes you through. But it's for a great cause with everything going on at the moment. And, that is something I want to kind of keep doing. To, give back to kind of the support that we're getting and everyone's getting.
Yeah, I think I agree massively with that point. I think it was firstly, great achievement. But it shows and sets a really, really good example to the team and the community. Even that one, for example, again, a lot of the things that when we do, it's trying to also think about what's relevant at that time. So again, just showing great support for the NHS, it was just on point. But it does, even thinking a bit bigger, and you're obviously talking about, like your community and circle, in 4 days, you literally prep for that. So friends, family, the community, all sort of, got sort of behind you. And again, I just think stepping outside your comfort zone is just a real good way to test yourself and keep moving forward.
Yeah, I just think the reality of it being half a day, I just don't think like consistent exercise for 12 hours is mad. So yeah, massive kudos to you, mate, for doing that, and some really good money. And I think you only started on Monday, didn't you, planning it?
Yeah, I started planning it on the Monday, and obviously I just wanted to do something. It was with obviously everything going on at the moment. I wanted to kind of challenge myself for one, two, obviously give back to the NHS for all the great support that they've given us, and just lastly, kind of challenge myself to kind of, it's 12 hours, like it's a long time. And at the time I think, oh yeah, it'll be easy, blah, blah, blah. But you don't realise until you're kind of 4 or 5 hours deep, looking at your kitchen side, kind of cycling. It's like, blimey, this is getting harder and harder. But yeah, it's for a great cause, and that is the main thing behind it.
Excellent. So obviously with corporate social responsibility, I know obviously raising money for charities a lot, but obviously looking after the society and obviously the community. Our business model has always been hiring apprentices in positions that we can. Especially in our industry, there is a bit of a stigma regarding people bringing them into the business, and we've kind of made it very, very successful. Obviously, Matt, me and James, obviously your two business partners, now started as apprentices. So obviously you kind of championed that business model. How did you do it?
I think when you do look back and sort of review and reflect, you think, wow. But firstly, I mean, I'm a huge advocate for apprentices, and it's really simple. It's very close to my heart because I was one. I think sort of trying to think about it comes to a few points. I think leading by example is really important. I think managing your expectation. So when you're going to think about offering apprenticeships, just not measuring them against yourself. So what I mean by that is allowing them to learn by making mistakes. I think you have to learn that way. Also, just I think giving guidance, but like I'm saying, giving them that space to grow confident and independent over time. And I think even when you think of the time, it has to be a long-term investment, not just of, time, but also money. You've got to think that sort of typical thing, you get what you get out what you put in. So it has to be a win-win scenario. But I mean, the pros have always been the same. You can mold and shape to a certain point. But what I really like about apprenticeships is you sort of, you're getting someone relatively at the start of their career. So you're getting that human character. You're really getting that chance to really add into that. And I think that's something that we would always champion, allowing them to be themselves and saying that is actually your best asset is generally your personality and the way you do things. But if I'm generally honest, I think the truth be told is, you and James, I mean, you got the platform, the opportunity, but you guys generally done the rest.
Yeah, I think we've kind of, the apprenticeship kind of like how we go around it, especially, it's just coming from obviously me and Dan, the opportunity's there. And I think nowadays there's not many opportunities given. Obviously, me and Dan took the opportunity because we see it. But I just think, the good thing about our company is, we like to build people up. A lot of people ask for, we want experience. I just think it's good to see someone grow for a company and actually, start off somewhere knowing not much and just seeing their progression of how they get on. And, they go from kind of maybe coming out of school or coming out of college, or maybe not even, going to college or something like that, or having no qualifications, and actually kind of, make something of themselves by hard work and spotting an opportunity.
Yeah, I think from obviously with my role now, it's very kind of hands-on with staff, and kind of like to pay a lot of close attention when apprentices come on board, because the questions they're asking, for me, makes it kind of think that I haven't made it this kind of either easy enough to understand or demonstrated it kind of in a particular way so someone can pick it up easily. So for us, it's always a good test to review the processes. And I know we're all investing a lot of time into like an online training platform at the minute to kind of give people, obviously we'll do our peer-to-peer training, working with them, but also giving them some time to do distance training as well. It's always good to see how quickly we can bring people up to speed based on the quality of the training and time that we invest into people, obviously, as well. But for me, I think apprentices, it's what I've learned. You can learn so much through them as well, just the way they look at life and things. And I think you're so right, giving kind of a little bit of leeway in the first 2 to 3 months. For some people, it's their first job. So turning up on time and just getting used to those kind of things, and people asking me if they can go to the toilet or not, like they're trying to break them out of the school mold as such, does take time. But like I said, like a large percent of our business now come from apprentices, and we're really showing dividends off the back of it. Everyone is really progressing, and the loyalty and within the company as well, because they started here, is really, really good. So what do we have coming up? Obviously, James, I know you're a huge advocate for trying to push and challenge yourself for us as a business to demonstrate more of our CSRs.
Yeah, well, obviously, with what's coming up, I just think I like we should kind of challenge each other, especially obviously us three. We like to kind of do things together and push ourselves. Obviously, me and Matt struggled over the marathon line once, and obviously, we want to kind of do something new now, obviously together. So obviously, London to Brighton is on the agenda. Let's see if we all agree.
Yeah,
I'm in.
Go on in.
But I think London to Brighton is something that's going to be challenging.
Yeah.
But now we've all agreed, we can obviously put that one in the diary. So just so everyone knows, that's what we will be doing next. I do want to, after this is done, do something like a Kilimanjaro. Then that's a bit spontaneous.
We could even think about maybe the 3 peaks before.
Yes, yeah.
Give that like a little bit of a warm up. I've done Ben Nevis. Oh man, I think that was like 2013 maybe. And that was obviously just 1 peak. So I think now that we've got a bit more of a a larger team, you also need a good driver for the day. That'd be quite a good one to try and get in. Obviously, once different things are eased up, but it's a really, really good. You can get a lot of people involved in it. But then I think you'd even open it up to sort of maybe the community as well, and even up for any suggestions. Even maybe drop it maybe to the future leaders in the company when they do their sort of teams, their team meetings. I think it'd be quite good to even like you're saying we're good to step outside our comfort zone, not always do the normal stuff. I think it'd be quite good to hear, or even on the subject of apprentices, even ask some of the younger guys and girls and say to them, what are you thinking about? Is there something something a little bit different out there?
I'm going to have to kind of cancel swimming off of it, though, because it's not my strongest kind of area.
Obviously, as well, we've had some, with the COVID pandemic, we've had a bit of downtime within the business. James, you're like launching a new sales floor. Is that all right?
Yeah, that's correct.
So you're guessing, I think, from the plans I understand, obviously, you've got summer coming up, looking at taking maybe some new recruits on over the summer, and people that are obviously going to finish they get their break of people coming out of college and coming out of sixth form as such, looking to move into kind of work or learning work. Can you tell us some more about that?
Yeah, so just basically we want to kind of, open opportunity for kind of sales. It's obviously something that I started off as an apprentice doing with really no experience. I tried kind of other jobs before, kind of trades and things like that, and I didn't kind of like it, but I enjoyed obviously sales. So now I want to kind of give back, the experience that I've built over the years, give that back to people kind of coming out of schools or looking for new opportunities or new career paths, and just showing them, how kind of sales works, and show them that there's actually a career path and a journey that they can take.
Real. Yeah, I look forward to that. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. If people could just drop their comments and likes below and shares as well, we would really, really appreciate it. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in.